kid a dynamite! Dynamite!
He revolutionized American television with his iconic catchphrase, dynamite, and became a symbol of the 1970s Black American dream of achieving success. Rising from the ghetto, he landed a starring role in a popular TV show at the age of 26, playing a teenager. But did his fellow cast members find him challenging to work with?
I don't remember ever speaking a word to Esther the whole time she was there. I think the same basically goes for John. We were never friends. We never spoke to each other, only on the set.
The Good Times star started as a stand-up comedian, excelling in his craft with the support of talented writers like David Letterman and Jay Leno, who helped elevate his performances. Better.
I was able to get my staff of guys together. You know, all my writers. I had Leno, who did the show, actually. Jay Leno, and I had David Letterman, who I got some jobs from.
Although Jimmie Walker's humor shined both on and off the screen, tension began to arise between him, Esther Rolle, and John Amos, who was only 8 years his senior. Esther was critical of JJ's character, and the main cast members were not as close as they appeared on camera.
I don't think about it. I think about it this way. I think if we had had a tidier relationship and people had understood this is the way it is, this is the way it's going to be on the show, if we had had any kind of like, love, whatever, I don't know how long we could have gone.
There were rumors that the cast members were never truly friends. Did these underlying tensions push Esther Rolle and John Amos to leave Good Times? Let's go back to the beginning. James Carter Walker Jr. was born on June 25th, 1947, in the challenging environment of South Brooklyn, New York. He was raised in the Bronx and left school early to take on various jobs, including working as a vendor at Yankee Stadium and as a courier for Grand Union Market, earning $47 per week. Growing up in the projects, a career in the performing arts was never on his radar. As a teenager, Walker's life was centered around basketball courts. Standing over 6 feet tall at 15, his slim build limited his potential path to the NBA. Jimmie began his journey in comedy in 1967 with a group called The Last Poets, where he made an impression as an opening act for a New Year's Eve event that captivated an audience of 350 people. He remained with them for over a year. Walker's TV career launched with a role on The Jack Paar Show in 1972. With support from old friends, he left his day job and pursued comedy full-time. He once candidly said, "I'm no actor, I'm a comic who looked into a good thing." During one of his performances, a casting director for Norman Lear noticed him and invited him to audition for Good Times.
So this woman comes up to me and she says, "I've been watching you do, whatever. You're very funny." She says, "I'm a casting director for Tandem Production." And I went, "Good for you." And I left. And she says, No. We're doing a show on the West Coast called Good Times." And I said, "Yeah." She says, she's doing this show and we'd like to have you be on this show.
Jimmie initially did not believe what she was saying.
People lie so much all the time. If I had half the lies that people tell you, I wouldn't even be sitting here. I'd be too big for you guys. I wouldn't even be sitting here.
The following week, the casting director returned with Norman Lear himself, presenting Jimmie with a real contract, which left him unsure of how to respond. Things moved quickly from there. The production team arranged flight tickets for him to join the show, marking the start of his successful journey. Walker's catchphrase, "Dynamite" from Good Times, gained widespread fame, even leading to a talking doll that echoed the popular line. Walker soon became a household name and major celebrity. Good Times was an instant hit, with Time magazine even naming him the comedian of the decade. The show ran for 5 years, during which Walker's fame skyrocketed. He made history as the first recipient of the NAACP Image Award and also earned a Golden Globe nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Walker never married or had children, but he seemed to enjoy his life fully. On a 2012 episode of The Wendy Williams Show, he mentioned having numerous girlfriends. Despite rumors that he married Friday the 13th actress Jerry Fields in the 1980s after appearing together on Tattletales in 1974, they were never actually a couple. In 2017, speculation arose about his relationship with conservative commentator Ann Coulter, who was 14 years younger. Coulter denied it, tweeting that they were best of friends with no romance. Although they never married, both were linked to other high-profile figures, including comedian Bill Maher. Notably, Norman Lear revealed in an Entertainment Weekly interview that Walker dated in secret, saying, "I love him. He's a wonderful guy, but I tell you something about him that'll astound you. He dates in secret." This fueled questions about Coulter's public denial. As Walker's character gained prominence, the roles of his co-stars shrank. Esther Rolle voiced concerns about the show's portrayal of Black youth, with JJ depicted as an 18-year-old who was illiterate but got by with his trademark dynamite catchphrase. Initially, Good Times focused on a struggling Black family in the ghetto, but JJ's character soon became its central figure. Rolle believed JJ should represent a role model for the Black community, while Walker aimed to excel as a comedian. Audiences enjoyed JJ's humor, but John Amos shared Rolle's concerns and struggled to work alongside Walker, saying, "It's very hard to work with a gifted comic, and he's a funny man. Being the stoic, hard-nosed dad, it became very difficult at times." Conflicts with producers led to Amos leaving after the third season, followed by Rolle, who objected to JJ's dominant role. Walker himself admitted to not fostering friendships with his older co-stars. In a YouTube interview, he said,
I don't remember ever speaking a word to Esther the whole time she was there. I think the same basically goes for John. We were never friends. We never spoke to each other, only on the set.
Jimmie admitted he never had the phone numbers of his co-stars. Tensions among the actors were well known even outside the show. He recalled an instance when there was talk of reuniting the Good Times cast for an event, and Barbara, the show's PR representative, remarked, "We never, ever did anything together." According to Jimmie, Barbara Broom, the PR manager, added, "I can't get these people to sit in a room together, let alone on a show." Although Jimmie respected John Amos and Esther Rolle for their acting skills, acknowledging their experience and talent, he believed they never fully accepted the show's direction. Jimmie felt that if there had been more camaraderie or friendship among the cast, the show could have been even more successful. For over 4 decades, Jimmie Walker has continued to engage audiences, sustaining his career as both an actor and comedian with appearances on popular shows like The Tonight Show. Despite his success on TV, stand-up comedy remains his primary passion, and he dedicates 35 to 45 weeks each year to performing live. Now 76, Jimmie's creative energy remains strong, even as he steps back from mainstream television. His current net worth is estimated at $800,000.
Kid, a dynamite! Dynamite!